Well, there you go. Happy birthday, James. And you can find the whole meaning of life in the music Sarah Bareilles writes, don't you think? And clearly you guys have. And there she was with Jason Mraz and You Matter to Me, which ended up in Act 2 of Sarah's smash hit musical Waitress. For Act 2 of EPOS, I shall be serving up my Diva Double and lots more besides, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back after the news. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Catherine Cracknell. Liz Truss has pledged to set out an immediate package of support for people struggling to pay their energy bills if she's named as the new Prime Minister later this week. The Foreign Secretary, who's widely tipped to beat Rishi Sunak in the Conservative leadership race, told the BBC she would announce her plans within a week of succeeding Boris Johnson, but declined to give further details. Gerard Lyons, who's the Chief Economic Strategist at NetWealth, says he's confident Ms Truss will take the right approach.
The good thing about listening to Liz Truss over the campaign has been both her realism and her positive approach. So the realism is that we have to address the energy crisis, the economic problems, but the vision is very much about repositioning the UK economy, focusing on pro-growth. Okay. Once you start to raise growth, then all these challenges start to become manageable.
The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has announced a package of new measures worth more than £50 billion to help people and businesses hit by soaring energy costs linked to the war in Ukraine. Mr Scholz acknowledged it was a difficult time, but promised his compatriots they'd get through it together. European leaders have accused Russia of weaponising energy supplies, a claim denied by Moscow. A man's been arrested over the deaths of 3 siblings, a teenager and 2 young children, who were found at a house in Dublin. They were taken to hospital but later pronounced dead. Julian O'Neill has the latest.
An 18-year-old woman and twins, aged 8, a boy and a girl, were killed in some type of violent attack at midnight on the outskirts of Dublin in a housing estate. Another child, a 14-year-old boy, also related to those 3 who were killed, was taken to hospital with serious injuries, although the Irish police say they are not believed at this stage to be life-threatening. This has shocked Irish society, even at this stage, before the full details emerged.
A teenager's been stabbed to death and another is critically ill in hospital after an incident involving a crowd in East London. Scotland Yard said police were called after midnight to reports of a disturbance involving a large number of people in Bow. Football, and Arsenal could go 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League if they win at Manchester United this afternoon. The league leaders haven't dropped a point yet, but their manager, Mikel Arteta, says United are tough opponents.
Look at the squad that they have, the players that they signed, the amount of money they have spent in the market. I'm not surprised they're going to win a lot of football matches. And Manchester United history tells you that this is going to happen. It's another big rival and we need to compete with them.
Formula One and the Dutch Grand Prix is getting underway. It was sold out for Max Verstappen's first home race since he became world champion. The Red Bull driver is hoping to extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship. And that's the BBC News at 2:03. BBC Radio 2. Now let's get a check on the travel situation. Here's Orna.
Catherine, thank you. And Aberdeen City Centre. It's the Tour of Britain, Stage 1, the cycle race, which started at 10 o'clock. It is making its way through, though, with these rolling closures from Aberdeen towards the Glenshee Ski Centre and then on towards Alford and Ballater. The Glasgow M8 queue still there, 21 at the M74 to 14 at Fruit Market. It's just the Woodside Viaduct, that's all. M90 slow on the southbound side, that's heading over the Queensferry crossing, heading towards Edinburgh. And these big closures still in Lancashire. So first of all, the M55 closed on the eastbound side. That's from 1 to the M6 at the Broughton interchange, and it's all because of the accident which has closed the motorway, the M6 southbound between 32 and 31 at Samlesbury. So that's taking in Preston as well. Lots of traffic diverting through Preston and Garstang, but the closure in from the M55 at junction 32 to junction 31 southbound on the M6. The M606 all open now near Chain Bar, near junction 1 at the M62. There was a queue there, but it seems to have gone already northbound southbound. The M6 in Cheshire's looking slow. It's northbound between 18 and 19, heading up to Knutsford, an accident in one of the lanes. And slow on the M6 between the M54 and the M5, so 10A down to junction 8. Oxford, and there are queues today. The A34 southbound, it's closed from the Botley interchange of the A420 to the A423 Southern Bypass Road at Hinksey Hill interchange. That's the burst water main from Friday, but surrounding routes very slow indeed. M25 looking slow for you clockwise, 13 to the M4, Staines to junction 15, and slow anti-clockwise towards the Dartford tunnels. Back with more in an hour.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.
End of May or early June, this picture-perfect afternoon we share. Drive the winding country road, grab a scoop at a la mode, and then we're there. An open field that's framed with trees, we pick a spot and shoot the breeze like buddies do. Quoting songs by our favorite bands,